Hey everybody, Thomas Morgan here with 1031navigator.com. This episode is a mini-sode. It is an excerpt pulled from our recent conversation with Aaron Crowley from Asset Preservation Inc. Asset Preservation is one of the largest qualified intermediaries in the country. This episode explores a specific listener 1031 question. And remember, if you're looking to move from a management-intensive property or a low or no income property into a secure, long-term net lease property that provides peace of mind, then go to 1031navigator.com/free, and I'd be happy to provide a free 1031 replacement property consultation. I only do a couple of these a month, and right now I only have one left. You can go to 1031navigator.com/free. Enjoy the show.
So we're going to start at the beginning, Aaron. How do 1031 exchanges work?
That is a very broad question. So the reason that we have it in the code, and it's coming on 100 years that it's been put into the code, it's put in there for the one purpose: if you have continuity of investment and you're not putting money in your pocket and you're reinvesting into trade or business or something held for investment, the IRS has given us this taxpayer-friendly code that says you can basically defer the taxes, or we're not going to see the taxes. There's non-recognition of that gain because you're not putting money in the pocket. You're just moving into another property. So the purpose of it is to really drive industry, keep driving people to reinvest in their businesses, in their country. It's only allowable in the United States, just to keep moving the economy forward and moving industry forward. So that's the purpose of it. It works by allowing you to follow a certain set of rules and taking the gain from one property and basically deferring it into the gain of another property. And it can be deferred almost indefinitely. We call it defer until you die, or exchange until you expire. Or I say kick the can down the road until you kick the can, because you're literally just moving it from property to property. So it's so brilliant for people who are building investment portfolios, because the ability to take the amount of money you pay in taxes and use that as leverage for your next property is brilliant for yourself, so you can keep buying bigger and better properties. And it's a win-win for the government, because as we take our own money instead of paying taxes, we're hopefully investing in bigger and better properties, which means bigger and better profits, which means more ordinary income, which means more taxes. So it's actually a win-win all the way around, which is...
So originally, the way I understand it, it was like an economic stimulus type thing to keep people's money at work and keep it in the economy and moving forward.
True. Way back, it was in 1921 was where it was originally put into the code. And it was mostly used for agriculture, so that the farmers could go from a cornfield to a better, bigger producing wheat field. And if they had to sell and pay the taxes, they would not be made whole, and they would not be able to get a bigger, better field. And the IRS says, continuity investor, you're still a farmer. You're going from corn to wheat. You haven't changed. You haven't put money in your pocket. You haven't gained anything except on paper. So we're not going to see that. So that's what they did, starting with agriculture, ranches, manufacturing, factories, all those things, so that if you had to pay the taxes, no one would be able to get the next step up. And if you're a particularly good business owner or rancher or farmer or manufacturer, you would be allowed to use your skills and continue to grow. So yeah, exactly.
Right. And like you use the term defer until you die, or kick the can?
Kick the can till you kick the can.
I've referred to it, several other people have referred to it also, as the greatest wealth creation tool available to mankind or humankind. And what's your thoughts on that?
Well, absolutely. Because if you did it over and over and over, and if you look at in my class, I kind of show them quantitatively how if somebody who just bought, sold, paid the taxes, bought, sold, paid the taxes, they'd have a pretty nice portfolio in 40 years. But if they took that little bit of tax leverage and 75% loan to value or something each time, your portfolio is huge. I mean, the quantitative difference between not doing it and doing it. And you can do as many, when your question is, you can do it as many times as you want. You need to hold those properties for investment, but if you have 20 properties, you can do 20 exchanges. And you can continue to do them over and over and over. So by the time you continue to build, and then we still have a step up in basis. So that's why I said when you die, you've built up a portfolio using the leverage each time. You've got a lot of gain, but when it passes to your heirs, they're going to get it at a step up in basis. So all that gain from 10 years, 2 years, 40 years goes away.
Right.
That does it for today's listener question. Hopefully you got some real value out of that. To ask your own commercial and investment real estate question related to 1031 exchanges and or triple net properties or other passive income real estate, please visit 1031navigator.com/ask. Again, that's 1031navigator.com/ask. You can also leave a question by leaving a direct voicemail at the podcast hotline 970-300-1994. Again, ask your question by leaving a voicemail at 970-300-1994. Thanks for listening to the 1031 Exchange Passive Income and Investment Series. Hopefully it's helping you create, build, and protect your wealth. Talk to you soon.
And remember, this show is provided for your informational and educational purposes only. Be sure to check with your accountant, lawyer, and or other tax professionals and advisors before relying on this information. Although the information contained herein is believed to be accurate and reliable, we do not guarantee its accuracy or completeness, and it is provided without warranty. Common sense is the best practice.